Okay folks, welcome to another video. This one is something a wee bit different. Now, if you're a regular to the channel, especially watching like my live streams, you'll know that my channel has got quite a good community of people. There's a horde of people that kind of tune in every week, which is always fantastic. And on top of that, it's created a really nice kind of community, really nice. And one of these people is a young lady called Holly. She's been watching my channel for probably about 3, 4 years. In fact, she was actually going to write a game all about Main Meister called Way of the Exploding Fish. Now, sadly, real life has caught with Holly, and she's not managed to get it finished. But she did promise me that it will get see the light of day at some point, so we can look forward to that. But anyway, back on track. There's a channel called RMC Retro Man Cave, and the guy that runs it's a guy called Neil. He's been making videos for probably about the same length of time as me, maybe slightly less. I'm not quite sure. But Neil has about 3, 4 years ago. He's got a fantastic collection of hardware, video games, computers, consoles. He opened up a museum. It's in an old mill, which is a stunning building, in a place called Stroud, which is about 20 miles northwest of Swindon. And yeah, this collection has been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what he's done is Neil's opened it up to the public, so you can go along on a Saturday and just spend the day there, taking everything that he's got. Now you're wondering what has this got to do with myself and Holly? Anyway, rewind a couple of years ago, Holly stumbled over Neil's channel and realised that she knew Neil. They used to work together apparently. So they got in touch, and lo and behold, fast forward to 2024, Holly she's now part of the whole setup. Um, I mean, there's Neil, there's Holly, and there's a few other people that have made this thing, and it's now expanded. There's now the museum, which is on one floor of the mill, and at the bottom there's an arcade. Now, Holly reached out to me, maybe 2 months ago, and said, "I notice you're down in Swindon quite a lot. Why don't you let me come and pick you up, and I'll take you to the cave?" Now, sadly, well, I was meant to do it last month, but things changed and we weren't able to do it. But Holly got back in touch a couple of weeks ago, and she picked me up last week and drove the 20 miles to the cave and the arcade. It was just the two of us that were there. It was night time. Now, sadly, Neil wasn't able to make it. I think he'd been there earlier on that day, but he had to go home. So hopefully, I will get to meet Neil at some point. So anyway, what you're now going to see is taking footage, about 40 minutes of footage. It's not the greatest quality. It was done using my phone. I've done away with the sound, and I've just added my own commentary. But hopefully, what I'm hoping to do is try and get over just what an amazing place this is and why, as a retro gaming fan, you need to visit it. So sit back, get yourself a cup of tea, and enjoy. So yep, there's the mill. That is the arcade. Obviously, it was night time. It's a beautiful building. It really is. There you go, RMC Retro Group Limited and Arcade Archive Limited. So this is us climbing the stairs up to the cave. Now the building is actually co-shared with another company, an electronic company. So here we go. Yep, this is the shop part of the cave. This is this is their kitchen where they make cups of tea. Look at that. Look at all these copied discs on the wall. You know what? There is nobody space in this place that is going wasted. Just look at this. Look at the collection. I keep saying LCD. You know what I'm talking about, LED games. I've got a lot of these, but there's a lot of them I don't have. But these are all box. There's Big Track. Yeah, it's an absolute sight to behold. There's Astro Wars, I've got that one. Firefox, I've got that one. And I think this is a Caveman, which I have as well. Now, I was actually just watching the video about this. This is a cabinet Neil put up recently, and he's picked some iconic games to feature in this, including Prince of Persia, the First Flight Simulator, Great Gana Sisters, and of course there's Doom there as well. Yeah, I can't get over the collection of LED games, just stunning. And what the thing that really came across to me when, I've got that one as well, the Binatone, is the fact that they've got boxes. Some of them look mint condition. It's phenomenal. I mean, I think I'm right in saying that a lot of people do help out and make donations, which is fantastic. Because there's Cue Ball, Alec Huggins. Cue Ball, I've got that one as well. The thing I don't like about it, I think it's fantastic, is the fact that Neil and the gang have got this absolutely incredible collection of hardware and games, and it's open for the public, not just to look at, to come along and play. There's Demon Driver, got that one as well. Some of the 3D Tronics, I think it was. There's Puckman, got that little Pac-Man one. Had that one. There's Simon, Mini Simon. Evan Keegan's Electronic Soccer. Now this is one vintage TV. Holly was telling me this is called Evil Edna. Apparently they have it on playing adverts, I think it is. So when you come to visit, that should be switched on. Never seen a TV like that for such a long time. That's a Nintendo Play Choice. Yeah, it's phenomenal. PlayStation, Atari Jaguar, all the monitors themselves. There's not an LED in sight. It's all classic monitors. Now these stands you see there, the white stands, you can actually buy them from. Neil's got a great shop, so you can actually click on it on the website, which link is down below, and you can buy these. I've never seen such a beautiful looking Texas model as that. Stunning. It looks brand new. This is Amstrad 128, I think it is. Spectrum Plus 2, yeah. And of course, no collection would be complete without the old bread bin Commodore 64. All the joysticks that you see there, they're all made in the cave. Commodore Amiga A600, and is it a 1040 ST or is it a 520? I didn't quite catch that. I don't know if that's just a generic MAME cab. X-Copy. We all remember that one. Look at it, it's boxed. That is phenomenal. See, when I went into this place, it felt like I'd stepped into a sort of a time machine and gone back to 1984. That's how it felt. It's all this stuff. It's all brand new looking. There's the Sega Mega Drive 32X and CD Master System. SNES, a couple of box versions of the SNES, the NES. They're all laid out in kind of groups, so they group the different companies together. This is a big recliner that you can just sit back. Look at that TV, it's got an interesting kind of frame to it. Yeah, you can sit back and just play some GameCube games, N64 games as well. Wow, look at that. It is like It's like being in a computer shop back in 1984. Look at that, there's a box Atari 800, 800 XL, Auric Atmos, Dragon 32, VIC 20. This is the Magnavox Odyssey, I think it is. Yep, it certainly is the very, very first gaming console, I believe. And like I said, it's not just looking at, you can actually play these things. You really want to come down and spend an entire day here. I mean, we were in and out in about 3 hours, but Holly has promised me I can come back and just to actually enjoy. There's the Spectrum cabinet, Spectrum Next, Plus, Spectrum Plus, 40 keyboard, plus the Z80 as well. First time I've seen one of these in the flesh, actually. Now this board apparently this was actually put together by Chris of Acorn. I can't remember his second name. It was if you've seen Microman, there's a bit where they're in the taxi, and that board is the one. This was actually made by Chris. I can't remember his second name. Dear me. Now I was wondering what this is. I'm thinking. I said to Holly, "Where's the keyboard?" She goes, "This is the pack that you got if you wanted to assemble your own computer. This is what it came like. The keyboard separate, the board separate, etc." And I love the way Neil's got everything laid out. He's got like the games that came bundled with the Spectrum, was it Horizons and Make a Chip, all that. And the fact that everything just looks brand new is incredible. I think you would struggle to see a better collection of hardware. There's Auric Atmos, Dragon 64, Memotech. I'm not really familiar with these. There's the Atmos again. There's the Nintendo Family System, which we know as the NES. Some of this stuff, there's the Neo Geo, some of this stuff I've never seen before, I've never even heard of it, some of them. I mean, what is that at the bottom? Is that like a PlayStation? There's the PC Engine. Now this I was actually this is the what's it called? Can't remember what it's called. Not Techno PC. This is a PC with a built-in Sega Mega Drive. Yeah, the Tera Drive. There is a video that Neil's put out. When they got this, it wasn't working, and the wonderful Holly has managed to get it fixed. I think it's a beautiful looking thing. I love the black. It's really nice colours. I think this is like a 286. Amstrad did have something similar, which again they have got in the cave. A lovely find. And each exhibit has got a card that explains what it is. There's the now this is the FM Towns Marty. Well, once I pan back again in a second. This actually went into a car, which is mental. Oh, there is the Holy Grail. Look at that. That is the Sharp X68000. What a machine. I mean, look at it. Speakers, it's just glorious. Absolutely beautiful. These things are as rare as hen's teeth. Sadly, the only way I'm going to get to play a Sharp X68000, apart from playing in this one, is on a Mister, which, to be fair, does a good job, but there's nothing quite like seeing original hardware. even the machine itself, the way it's split into two, it's beautiful. There's so much stuff to look at. There's another PC engine of sorts. With turbo graphics. I've never seen that before. Well, I've seen a turbo graphics, but not like that. So I think some of these displays are what were in shops. Now this thing here, well, I can't remember what it's called exactly. It's a Sega Mega Drive, but it was built for the arcades. Yeah, the Megatech system. So this is actually, you're seeing these games, although they're Mega Drive games, they're running it in like arcade hardware, and they look absolutely sublime. Now I did actually pause the video to have a shot of Sonic the Hedgehog, which you will see in a second. It looks glorious, it's just so responsive, it's the best way to experience it. Beautiful. Now, I think it runs, is it 6 games at any one time, so you can actually swap the games out. I mean, look at that, they've got a collection, I don't know how many games there are, about 30 games or something. It's phenomenal. And again, these things must be so rare. There's the old ColecoVision, what is that? Is that Grandstand, I think, possibly? The Atari 2600. Yeah, I do own a ColecoVision. And that's these controllers there. These are the ones that came with a video game called Rocky, which is a fighting game, obviously. There's the Mega Drive 2, the Master System, I think, 2, the second version. There's the PC Engine, the GameCube, yep. Xbox. There's this predated the Sega Master System, the Sega SC3000. That's a really nice example of a Japanese Mega Drive. Was it called a Mega Drive in Japan? I know it was called the Genesis in the US. And the Sega SG-1000 Mark II, which I guess predated the one we just looked at. Even drawers, every drawer you can open up and there's just stuff to pick up and look at. It's really is something else. Like I said, there's no bit of space that's wasted. The old Amstrad GX4000. And this is their library. Wow, take a look at that. Look at all these magazines. Well, there's a Crash issue 1. And of course, again, the museum would not be complete without Zap issue 1. Now this here, what you're just seeing there, that is actually an original Ollie Frey piece. There's Zap issue 1. You know, it just, this place just oozes passion and love for the hobby. It really does. You can tell how much Holly and Neil and the rest of the guys love what they're doing. And the fact that even like cases there with cassettes, the fact that they're allowing people to come and hold and touch and use and play and just experience this. It's truly, truly wonderful. Now hold your breath, folks. You're in W.H. Smith. Look at that. Just, I was talking to somebody the other day there, and I was telling them about this place, and I said, you know what? If I think like Neil and I are on the same page, if I had like the skill, expertise to do something like this is what I would do. It's just phenomenal. Recreating, where else are you going to get a recreated video game shop from the early mid 80s? You know, even right down to the colour of the signs. There's the entire Imagine collection, the original Imagine, the one that went famously went uh, bust on commercial breaks. Even getting a collection of these now would be near impossible unless you're going to pay stupid money. I was I was quite literally like a little boy in a sweet shop. Now this is a genius. All the games on the right there. If you lift the game up and you scan the barcode, you'll see what happens. Now Holly did try it once and it didn't work, so she's going to do it again. Now we'll scan the barcode. That was Ghouls and Ghosts, and just wait and see what happens. And using a mister, it automatically loads the game so you can actually try it out. How good is that? But the collection of games that they've got is fantastic. And like I said, it's the fact that they're almost in mint condition. It's insane. I mean, if you've got any young kids and you want to try and explain to them or let them see it firsthand exactly what it was like back in the day before it was digital downloads, take them here. You go, each shelf has got, there you go, it said expect me into Commodore 64, Amstrad CPC. I don't think you can buy these games, so don't get too excited. Even the way they've got the boxes like that on little pegs. I don't know whether they've manufactured or whether they've made these themselves or whether they actually got like new stock that somebody's found. Oh, they're super tightly queue. I didn't actually spot that until I was watching the video back. You know, these cardboard boxes are really hard to find now because obviously they're cardboard. They're like 40, 45 years old. Now, I was wondering what the relevance of the tea set was, which you'll find in a second. There's the SNES, again, box SNES games. Master System. And Sega Dreamcast. Now, I did actually own that particular game, Staff of Karnaf. Sadly, it They got given away. Look at that W.H. Smith bag. Now, if you look at here, there, the significance of this, if you actually do zoom in a second, this was actually the cutlery that was used. The little W.H. Smith logo. That was the cutlery that was actually used in a W.H. Smith canteen. How authentic is that? The only thing it's missing is some biscuits and a cup of tea. There you go. Every drawer that you can see there, open me, is just rammed full of gaming related stuff. Now this is the sort of the PC area. I don't have as much interest in PCs, but the fact that they've still got these old machines, there's a Commodore, is brilliant. It's just incredible. Again, they're all working. I remember these speakers. Back in the 90s, you wanted the big, massive speakers. Look at these CRTs. Yeah, kids are going to look at that and think, what on earth is that? Where is Windows? Now look at this. All these graphic cards, Voodoo 2, Voodoo 3, these are all boxed, like brand new. Look at them. How cool is that? When are you ever going to see a collection of stuff like that ever again? Text Adventure. Now there you are, there's a Packard Bell. These were generally regarded as like cheap and cheerful, but again it just oozes nostalgia. Where are you ever likely to see a Packard Bell? These were flung out, you know, people didn't want them. Running Windows 95. It's got so much stuff with, you know, its history, it's historical. There's a really nice collection of Codemasters games. And what I will say is, I wouldn't say they've got more still to display. They've still got a lot of stuff that isn't on display, and I know both Neil and Holly are actually wanting to try and expand. There's a lovely collection of various Apple computers. It's the very first computer I ever saw in geography. It was an Apple II. It was bought in the geography class. I'm not sure why, but yeah, that was what led on to this lifetime passion for video games. And there's the main man himself. And of course the Vectrex. I did say to Holly just before we came in here, I haven't seen a Vectrex. And she's like, oh, we've got one of these. And there's a lovely Virtual Boy. Just every bit of space, every shelf space, there's something to look at. Now this room, this is it the indie dev room or development room. This has been recreated. This is quite a new addition. They used, see the PDS, they used the PDS system to program games, and then they would transfer the code across to the relevant machine, whether it was a Spectrum, Amstrad, Commodore 64, and they would test it. So they did the programming on the PDS machine. That's a prototype, a development kit for the PlayStation 2. Yeah, the stuff here is just incredible. It's so real. Nice collection of books as well. I think I might actually have a couple of these ones. There's a Tatung Einstein. Atari Mega ST. You know, this stuff they've got is. There's an Atari Falcon. Now that Sound Blaster, that was the one that was used to record the sound effects for the original Worms. How cool is that? I was extremely lucky to have Holly give me a guided tour and commentary, you know, fantastic. Now this was donated by, was it David Marshall? He donated all these, I think these are all the games that he coded. Yeah, just phenomenal. And even it's been laid out in the style of a sort of like an early 80s office. It's so cool. How beautiful is that? So this is the little shop area you can buy. There's a series of there's confectionery, sweeties, juice. Now this book apparently came out in the 70s or the 80s, The Future. I think it's a reprint. I don't remember that one, to be honest. So everything here you can buy. I was tempted to buy one of these, but yeah, I realised I've got plenty of these. I don't need another one. You can buy t-shirts, sweatshirts, and the thing is, guys, it's not all the money that these guys are getting from this is all getting reinvested into the museum to allow for bigger premises and even more stuff being on display. And that's what I love about this so much. It's a collective of, you know, it's been put out there for people to enjoy, and I think that's wonderful, because I hate when you see these big collections and people it's a personal collection. This clock is so cool. I've actually asked for one for my Christmas. It's like something out of I don't know, the 70s, not the 70s, something out the 40s. I've got all the different, is it bitmap books, I think they call it? You can buy, so all that stuff there you can buy. and it is all available on Neil's website. And before we went down to the arcade, I just asked Holly if I could just do another quick, very quick sweep of the cave.
Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and
So much stuff. You could, like I said, you could spend all day just looking at stuff, and then you could spend another day playing stuff. So you might be able to spot some of the areas where Neil records his videos. It was very surreal to actually visit a place that you've seen so many times on in videos. And now we're downstairs in the basement, on ground level. This is the entrance to the arcade. These are a couple of machines that's just been done. Now you see there, Lemmings, that is the only Lemmings arcade machine. There is a video that Neil's put out. The Bomb Jack, that was one that Holly was restoring in the morning of the day that I went down. Now that that Space 4 cabinet on the left, that, believe it or not, has actually been 3D printed. There's the classic Space Invaders. There's probably about 40 cabinets all in. So whilst it's obviously it's not as big as Arcade, they've got classics, absolute classic machines. Now I did spend more time playing these than actually videoing it, so I do apologise about the lack of video. There's a battle zone. Now the battle zone can actually be flipped between battle zone, and there's a game that was kind of used to teach the US Army. There's Berserk. Asteroids Plus. There's a Qbert which I did play. Qbert is actually, the arcade is really playable. Playing it in MAME, not so much. Time Pilot, never managed to get a shot of that. Beautiful, look at that. Street Fighter 2. And there's a beautiful missile command. These games really stand out. Look how, just with it, you recognise that? TT, Mr. Tony Temple, he got the 2 high scores there. Apparently the top one, he was chatting away, he was hardly paying attention. There's the mighty Star Wars. There's a Galaxian. I never managed to get a shot at Galaxian, sadly. Outrun as well, again, never managed to get a shot of that. And the lovely Operation Wolf, the Robotron. And Track and Field, I did have a couple of games of this. It was a bit not very good. Sky Skipper, this is apparently a game that was never released by Nintendo. It's an arcade game. never ever released for whatever reason. I did have a shot of it. It's quite a weird game. Double Dragon, Commando. Never got to play these. I say never got it. I just never played them. Just down the lack of time. Lovely Robocop. There's Gyrus, which I did play. R-Type as well. Had a shot of that. Let's see if Holly is any good at Defender. I mean, how beautiful is that display? Look at it. Blacks are black. It's just awesome. Everything glows. That's what CRTs do. You just can't recreate that on an LED, or LCD I should say. Nah, not bad skills, Holly, to be fair. It will always get you in an end though. And these are some, yeah, what are these? I think, was that Raiden possibly? Is that Raiden on the left? There's a Tetris. There's a Metal Slug. And what is that one? Flying Shark and Donkey Kong. Now, I did have a shot at Donkey Kong, and on my very first go, I think I got to about level 8, got 32,000, which I think is pretty reasonable. Holly will vouch for that, and I did actually take a screenshot just to show you. Some lovely side art of track and field. So this was me attempting to have a go at Star Wars, and I have to say, I was never a massive fan of Star Wars, purely because I never really got to play it back in the day, but getting to play it, you know, properly, it's something else. It's such a beautiful game. It's where graphics, sound, and most importantly, the controls all just merge in to create this wonderful experience. How beautiful is that? I don't mind saying, I think there's some ninja skills being demonstrated here. I did put this video up on my Mainmeister Facebook, and a certain Sean Southern Kickstart programmer said that he can quite literally play this for hours. So, yeah. That game there, yep, that was 3D printed. There is a video on Neil's channel. You can watch how they managed that. So listen folks, I just, hopefully this has given you a flavour of what the Cave and Arcade's all about. You can tell the love and passion that Neil and Holly and the guys put into this. And I think it's absolutely fantastic that they've done this. They're giving people an opportunity to see systems that they would never ever get to see in a million years because they're so rare. So that's why I think it's fantastic that people support this, because it's only going to get bigger and better. And like I said, the enthusiasm that these guys put out to bring this to the public is something else. I had an amazing time. I actually feel quite emotional, not to the point I was crying or anything, but I just felt when I came away, it's just like, wow, had that really happened? I really did. There's Tony Temple's score. I really did feel like I had gone back in time for like 3 hours. I was transported back in time when we're in the arcade. Holly had all the classic 80s music playing. It was something else. Holly has promised me I can go and return to the cave at some point, hopefully in the next maybe couple of months. That would be brilliant. I want just to really finish off and say a massive thank you to both Neil and Holly for allowing me my own personal, visit to the cave. So as always, folks, thank you very, very much for watching.